Hey, True Believers Englentine here with another batch of new comic book reviews. These books, at the time of this recording, are still on comic book shelves, so if you can find them, that is if they're good. Anyway, we always do one DC, one Marvel, and one independent. We do have an extra DC in the form of Batman number 88, so stick around for that as well. And with all that aside, let's get this party started. Starting off with Alfred Pennyworth, R.I.P. I like the cover. I like the way that even in death, Alfred's kind of watching over Batman. It's really a good cover here. Now, the book itself, thankfully, it's respectful. I'm going to be reviewing another book that does the same thing that this one's doing, and it's not as good. This one, however, I thought was at least enjoyable and heartfelt. You actually, this is Tynion writing, and he has a lot of respect for the characters. You can tell he does. You can tell he understands the weight of the situation. Alfred dying is a big deal in the world of Batman and should be treated that way. But make no mistake about this. This book is entirely about justifying the decision to kill Alfred, which I think was an idiotic decision. But here we are. We've discussed this on a live stream over at I Love Comics, so if you haven't seen it, by all means, please do. And there it was brought up that we hope that he isn't brought back. He's going to be. At some point in time, Alfred will come back, I'm sure. But, oh my gosh, they got to respect the fact that they did this. And they've got to, in my opinion, they have to own up to it. You know, and that, because otherwise, stuff like this, the whole impact of the story, which wasn't very good. But the City of Bane was a horrible story. Tom King should be ashamed of himself on that one. It just was not good. But even though it wasn't a great story that he died in, it should be respected, and it should still carry some weight for at least, you know, I would say 4 or 5 years, but you never know. You never know. So all the characters are treated well here, even Rick Grayson, which, gosh, the name's Dick, dude. Come on. I just don't understand anyway, that's another book. That's another book to review. But here even he's respected. Barbara Gordon comes off very well. I like the fact that Damian Wayne is owning up to what he did in order to get Alfred killed. And that's a good thing. Once again, though, Tim Drake gets the short-sheeted. I don't know, short thrift. I don't know what this saying is. Point being is, it seems like Tim Drake is being buried, and he has been for quite a while now. For a while, he was the Robin for a long time, and then it just seems like, yeah, screw it, let's push him to the side. And that's really the only problem I have with this book, because otherwise I would definitely recommend this. And if you ask me, and we've talked about this before as well, Barbara Gordon comes off the best in this book. Seriously. She has really grown as a character, and while I still enjoy her more as Oracle, I gotta say Tynion did a good job here as Batgirl. Doctor Strange, issue number 2. Love the cover. Squid coming out of a person's body. I'm being a little blunt because this is the 4th time I've reviewed this, and I realized I was reviewing issue number 3 rather than issue number 2. So, Mark Waid's doing an all right job here. This book, and I'm going to be very short. This is going to be a short review for this one, gang. But what's going on here is Doctor Strange just got his ass handed to him by the Wrecking Crew. And I am very happy to see that the Wrecking Crew is being taken serious for once, since they've been everybody's doormat for a long time now. They were the group that you would have your new superhero beat up in order to show how tough they are, because they took on Thor. But if you are constantly getting thrashed, how can you say that you're a tough group? Or how can Marvel even consider them to be anything but a joke that they made them over the years? And in this case, you have Doctor Strange dealing with them. They've got new powers. They've got new powerful weapons that's been given to them, and Doctor Strange wants to find out who's given them the new weapons, as well as actually take care of the situation at hand. Oh, and you know what? I like this new character here that they've got. This kid who's a big superhero fan, and he's a Doctor Strange fan, so he's allowed one superhero question a day. I kind of dig that. I would like him to actually go into more Doctor Strange lore, maybe ask about old issues and everything. I think that would be really cool. Seeing Dr. Druid again is also good. I really want to read his horror title again from the from 2000s and everything. I think that would be really neat. Maybe a Halloween book is in order. This one, however, I'm telling you, man, they've made Doctor Strange interesting. It's kind of like House, but with magic, where he's, taking care of some sort of patient usually, and then dealing with the situation. But this one, like I said, it's all about a more powerful wrecking crew, and thank goodness for it. I want to see this group going around kicking some butt, but then again, I want to see more villains doing that. I don't always want to see the hero win, and obviously you want them to overcome in the end, but man, it is good to see a threat again from a villain, not another hero or something, and that's what we get right here. Overall, I've been enjoying Doctor Strange Surgeon Supreme, and I'm glad the second issue held up to the first. Next up, we have Carson of Venus, Eye of Mtor, and it's a pretty typical cover. Doesn't really pop, in my opinion. So, first page is a whole bunch of exposition. Get used to this, because this book is damn near entirely exposition. As a matter of fact, they go to a friendly place, by the way. They meet the leader of it and they start talking to him, and then out of nowhere the leader turns on them. It's like they're friends, and he's like, well, I need to turn on you before you turn on me. Wait a second, I wasn't going to turn on you. Well, I can't trust that you're not, so I'm turning on you. That is basically the setup. I was recommended this book. Looked forward to it because, yeah, hey, I like John Carter of Mars. Why not? Let's check this out. And it is very much like John Carter of Mars, except for the quality. This book sucked. Sorry, man. Sorry. I know you recommended it to me, Vank, but yeah, not that great. This is exposition from beginning to end. This is all about tell, don't show, and after a while, it is dull, and the only conflict, it seems forced, and it seems out of nowhere. Like I said, the dude was like, oh, I've got to turn on you before you turn on me. And wait, there was absolutely no evidence of any of this. So, like I said, it doesn't come off right. It was just poor writing. That's the problem. The art is as good as, as any or a lot that you're going to get in any kind of independent comic book. That's not the problem here. I've even seen mainstream with worse art than this. It's really the script. They're just writing a bad script. And when you do that, it's hard to recover, man. Seriously. It takes some really, really great art. I'm talking about, Jim Lee style, Jack Kirby panels popping up to overcome a script this bad. I'm not saying it's painful. I'm not saying it's the worst thing I ever read, which almost is a crime in itself. If it was even worse than it actually is, it'd be something I could say, hey guys, you got to read this just to see how bad it was. But it couldn't even muster up that kind of passion. And overall, I've got to say that Carson of Venus, yeah, pass. Batman number 88. Holy Toledo, has Batman gotten good again. Is gotten a word? Gotten's a word. But anyway, it is. This book is awesome. So in this case, we have Catwoman and Eddie and the Riddler, and they're talking, and Riddler's like, dude, we know you roll with Batman. You are not getting information from us. Forget about it. Move on. She's digging up at a grave. All the while angry at Eddie because he's not trusting her, and because they're in the situation together, whether he likes to admit it or not. And you got to ask, whose grave is she digging up when we find out, holy Toledo, it's the Joker. What up? So there's a lot of mystery here. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background as well as the foreground about all these characters here. And it's just exciting. It's just exciting to see the villains who let the villains free out of these supposedly unbreakable cages. We get the aftermath of the fight with Cheshire between her and Batman. So much is going on here that you would think something would get lost in the mix. I mean, after a while, right? But no, Tinian he's juggling, man. But he's keeping all the balls in the air, and it's fun, it's interesting. Every character is getting a chance to shine and be who they are, and that's the most important part. You do not have any character acting out of character in order for the story to work, which is not what we got during the King run. King would change characters in order to make them work for his story rather than the other way around, which would have been a lot better. I've got to tell you, this is a huge improvement. The storyline so far has been exciting and fun. Penguin, I would have just shot Deathstroke in the head a couple of times. I'm sorry, you do not let him down, because that's just going to be dangerous for you. But he's coming off as the big boss here, and it works. But there's just certain things. If you've got Deathstroke upside down, don't brag and then let him out. Shoot him in the head. So there you go, gang. That is the big batch of comic reviews for this time. I'm getting caught up. I'm feeling really good about this. Enjoying comic book reading again. Stuff is good out there. I know we hear a lot of negative, and if there's a bad book, I'm going to tell you about it. I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass or anything. I'm not making money off of these people. Anyway, I got to say, from worst to best, I would probably go Carson. And that's the only worst. After that, it would have to be Doctor Strange, only because I liked Alfred, and then Batman number 88 would be the winner. I just like those a little bit better. That's all. But that's just my opinion. What is yours? What did you think? Was I right? Was I wrong? What did you think of the books reviewed? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to click like, share, subscribe, and ring that notification bell, making sure your notifications set for all for both YouTube and Google. And don't forget to click on one of the videos popping up around you here. And if you don't mind helping out the channel, go on over to Patreon or to Ko-Fi, drop $1 in the till. Thank everybody who's already done that. And to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.